Hello beautiful people, how are you? It's Pretty in Pink again, also known as Lovely Love. How are you? In my last video I kind of went over some things that I did to help get me out of a slump and raise my vibes, and I did a lot of work with crystals, basically wearing it and sleeping with it and during meditation, using it during meditation, and yeah, there was some activity that clearly happened that was attributed to my use of a couple of these crystals. One of them happened to be yellow kunzite. So one morning I basically took my yellow kunzite and I decided that I was going to meditate. And I took the yellow kunzite and I placed it on my heart chakra. Oh, I remember I was doing a lot of meditation during that time and in the previous days, and I used, I guess, my selenite wand, and I was using like seraphonite and all different, my phenacite. I was using oh, and I also used some of the lower crystals like hematite and etc., basically on my lowest chakras to help balance those. Then I had the yellow kunzite, which is my first time using it, placed on my heart, and yeah, I fell asleep during meditation. I like to meditate laying down, straight flat on my back, very comfortably. So I fell asleep during meditation, and I ended up having a dream that I traveled to another world, and this world looked like it looks like a cross between the Grand Canyon in Egypt. We're basically standing on these mountains. There are three beings there. One was a woman, and she basically told me that she leaves messages for us all the time. Us meaning people who are in my soul group. In the dream, there were people there that I'm in contact with that are of my soul group, and I don't know if they were really there or if they were like just me picturing them being there. I'm not really sure. And there was another man there, but I could not remember my experience with him that much. And a third being that was there is a being that was discussed in one of Astral Baby's videos, for those of you who follows him. It's a being that was in his video. I think it's called the 5 Most Intriguing Videos that he's come across. One of them being being number 2, the divine being. So when I first saw this being, I felt a really strong connection to him, and I knew there was something more to it, and I found out that this being is also from my soul group. So this was basically like a soul group reunion that we had, and I basically communicated with him mostly in this I guess I can call it an astral projection, and he basically gave me a couple of personal messages that I can remember. The others, I'm sure we spoke more than that, but for some reason I don't remember anything else. But yeah, it was a very humbling experience, and it was just amazing. I don't know, when I came back, I felt like there's something missing. So after my experience with the divine being that day, I felt like I was maybe straddling 2 realms or something. It was like an amazing experience. I was just like laying back in my bed, relaxing, watching some videos, chatting with friends and stuff. And I looked over to the right at I have this thing by my bedside where I keep my selenite wands and my and the log and the jewelry that I'm cleaning, or the crystals that I'm cleaning. And below that there's a box where I keep like all of my smaller pieces of selenite, and the larger pieces I just keep out on display. So I looked I remember at one point I looked over at the wand, at the selenite log, and I saw like a white aura around it. And I realized that I was seeing auras around everything. And when I looked at the space in front of me, like if I looked clear into, just into space, or the space around me, it looked as though it was vibrating. It was a really odd experience, and it only lasted about a day, and then from there everything just kind of went back to normal. But yeah, it was a very great experience. Like 2 days later, I received my green kyanite in the mail, because I ordered these online. I decided to meditate, I think it was a Tuesday morning before going to work. I used the yellow kunzite only, and I placed it on my heart chakra, and I think I had about a half an hour or so before it was time for me to get up and go to work. So I was meditating, and not too long into my meditation, I felt some really intense vibrations, and my body was like so relaxed. It felt like it was almost like dead, but my mind was like really awake and working. So I laid there, and I was thinking to myself that, okay, this is a good time for me to astral project finally, with a fully conscious projection. So I raised my left arm to just make sure that I was in a state where I can astral project, and I waved it, and then I did the same with my right arm. I waved it, and then I told myself to open my eyes, which I did. And when I opened my eyes, I waved my hand, and I saw a blue hand wave in front of me. So I said, yes, I think I'm doing it. So then I kind of lifted myself I just walked out of my body pretty much. I didn't float, I didn't sink, I didn't fly. I literally walked out of my body, and just had a good time. I was running around my room. I was just excited. It was just, I was just acting like a kid during this experience. And I was looking in the mirror. I was just looking at myself in the mirror, and I walked over to my body. I was touching myself to see what would happen, and just speaking to myself to see if I would respond. And I remember seeing myself smile when I said some things to myself. Then I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna go and see someone. So I was like, okay, let's go see this person, whatever. And I started to fly through my window. And then I second guessed myself and was like, okay, well, suppose we're in a situation, he's in a situation where he does not want to be seen. And as soon as I thought that, I guess that negative thought pushed me right back into my body, and the experience was over. But yeah, that's pretty much what the yellow kunzite did after working with it, meditating with it. So yeah, it really helps to raise your vibes. At least it helped mine. And anyway, yeah, so that's it for now. I'll talk to you later. Bye.